Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to weave in ends. In my previous videos, I just usually end off with just cutting off the wool and I end the video there. So in this, I did that on purpose so I can show you how to weave in ends on different kinds of works. As you can see here, I have multiple works I have done for my tutorials. This the gray one was for my triple crochet swatch tutorial. This was for the magic ring or chain tutorial. And this was for my granny square tutorial. As you can see, these are different kinds of works you could possibly do. So this is more work in the flat. This is work in the round. And well, your granny square is a work in the flat, but adding of change of color and different ways to add in a stitch to one piece of work. So, as you can see, there are loose threads everywhere. So I'll be tying these in. You can use either a tapestry needle, okay? So these are tapestry needles. You can either use a tapestry needle to tie in your ends. I'll be showing you this method, or you can use your crochet hook to tie in your ends. And with all works, you need a scissor, so that's there. Okay, I'll be starting off with the flat work. And for this flat work, I'll be using a 4mm hook, which is a hook I'll be using for this tutorial. I'm using the hook for this because I believe it's easier to use the hook when you're working with this kind of work. You know, something flat and rectangular would be nice to use the hook for. So to weave in the ends on a flat, you're going to go through technically any hole you see. Okay, and you're just gonna pull it through. So I'm going through the gaps at the top between, so these little spaces here is where I'm going in through. I personally do not like using, for neater work, I do not like using the hook. However, if you do not have a tapestry needle, then you have no choice. It's also not very neat when you work with it. Okay? And you can see the thread going in between there. So I'm just going to show what I'm doing. I'm just going in through that hole, yarning over the leftover thread, pulling through. It's also quite time consuming as compared to the tapestry needle. Yarning over, pulling through. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Okay, as you can see, I have woven it through. That's why it's called weaving in ends, because it weaves through the work. You can see I made a little bit of a boo-boo here, but on the other ones you don't really see it much. Okay, now from there you just cut it off. Make sure not to cut off your work, because that would be a disaster. And you can just pull a little bit and the thread is gone. It's now woven in through your work. Going to do the other side as well, same way. I have tighter knots this side, so I need to really be careful how I put the hook through. It's the same thing. So just find a spot to put your hook through. I'm just going to take a lower as my stitch is quite tight there. I'm just putting it through. Once again, if you want to really neat, less bulky work, a tapestry needle is better. Ooh, oh dear. Okay. I also advise that when you do a triple crochet, you rather use the tapestry needle to put to weave in your ends, since it has lots of holes, you would be able to see where you put in your thread when you weave it in. If your customer is or if your customer is you, obviously you would know that happened. Some customers, yeah. And I just cut off the end, and that's how you weave in the ends. Poof! Bye-bye end threads. Okay, now I'll be using the tapestry needle on the other flat. This is how it looks at the back. So I'll be using the tapestry needle to tie off these ends. For the granny square, I'm going to be weaving in the ends from the inside out. I am horrible at threading in wool. So I'm just gonna try my best here. Eat. There we go. Okay. There's a trick most people do. I haven't learned that trick yet. I think I'll stick to what I know for now. it looks pretty complicated. Okay, so for weaving in your ends for a granny square, for example, in the circle you want to go in and straight. Oop. Okay, then you just want to pull through. And try go in a zigzaggy kind of way until you feel comfortable that it's hidden enough and it won't get too loose. So I personally don't do it too much. So I'm just gonna cut that off. And that's one thread down. And you just keep doing that, going in a zigzaggy kind of way. Please, if you find a different way of threading in, do share. I would love to know an easier way of threading in, because I'm also still learning. Guys, I'm still learning too. And then I'm just gonna go up here. Make sure it doesn't go through, like through the back, like that. Ow, poked myself there. Okay, make sure you're going in between the threads, in between the stitches. And just pull through. And please note that whichever side you end up weaving into would actually be classified as your back, so the back of the work. And that's another thread we've woven in. I'll weave in the other threads and show you how the work looks. I'm back. Just for a quick note, you want to weave in color on color. So for example, I've done the red, now I'm going into the white. I would only want to weave in through the white one. And I'm just going to come back on the same one. And you can cross over to the next one. Oops, sorry. You can cross over to the next one. So you can see it's still hidden. You can move your work around if needs be. And I think that's enough. Let me quickly do the green one and show you. Oop. Dang it. I really need a new way to weave in, like thread my needle. This is why I don't like weaving in ends, because of this part. Okay, I'm just gonna move this white away and go into the green. Go away, white. And I'm just going across. Okay, this white doesn't want to leave the green alone. And I'm just going to go across again. A little bit more light there. And okay, and that's how you do the cut off, the weaving in of different colors. Now I'll continue, do these two, and I'll get back to you. Now to show you the last one. I'm currently on the last one. Oop, wrong way. Okay, this is the last thread. This is the green one. I'm just going at the top of the work. Weaving in ends just does take a bit of practice, but like with everything, practice makes perfect. Even I'm not a professional at this yet, because I don't tie in my ends that much. I'm joking, I do. Especially when you want a very neat, non-looking, like a 2-year-old did it, work. So this, because this green now is all around, I can take it as far as I want. I'm not just restricted to that area. So I'm just gonna move around a little bit with. Just gonna continue weaving in. Ooh, there's a big gap. Okay, that's when you just stop. Snip that. I've already weaved this one in, so I can also snip it. And when you pull on the threads, well, just like on the work, it kind of pulls in those threads to give a neater edge. You can just make it look all neater. And there you go. That's a weaved in end on one granny square. How it looks front and on the back. Okay, move you guys away. Now I'm going to show you how to weave in the ends on a round work. Quite similar to your granny square. I did this on the red one, on the red space actually, for the granny square. I'm just gonna thread you in. Nope. Nope. Yeah, I need help with this. If I could just find someone to like help me thread in my work, that would make my life so much easier. Okay, there we go. I did it. I did it. Okay, as you can see, this is the back of your work. That's the front. Back. On the back, you go backwards into it. So you can see it would normally go around that way. We're going to go in that way, so it locks kind of situation. And with your circle, you want to go around, so you're going to be pulling on the thread quite a bit. So oh wow, that's tougher than I thought. There we go. So I'm just going around on the work. Okay, I'm just going to do it one more time for security's sake. Okay, and that happens a lot. And you're just gonna snip it off. Once again, pull to move the thread in, and that one's gone. Now we're going to do this one as well. No. Well, I tried, guys. Okay, for this, once again, we're going to go backwards. And note this time I'm going at the top. So anyone with the end, you normally want to go at the top of your stitches. It just makes it easier that way. Okay, I can't pull this through. So I'm going to have to re-thread this. Trying to go as fast as I can. I might end up skipping this part. Okay, I'm going to thread this and I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm back. Managed to get the thread through. So I'm just going at the top of that. Oh, come on. Doesn't want to go through, guys. Doesn't want to go through. Okay. I'm really trying to pull here. It's quite tough. Okay, no. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull these through, okay? And I'll show you what it looks like after I've cut it. If you're having problems like this, use a smaller tapestry needle. I personally like the bigger ones because my works are normally bigger as compared to this small circle. So it works for that. But the smaller the work, the smaller the tapestry needle. Now I know. Okay, I'm gonna tie this in, and I'll get back to you guys. And I'm back. Struggles and all. And that's the tied in, woven in magic ring. And that's how you weave in the flat, weave in the flat and in the round. Thank you for watching. Thank you for struggling with me. Weaving in is clearly not my forte. But this is how it's normally done at a basic level. There are easier ways to thread in your wool. When you find out, please do tag me and show me how to do it. Let the student become the teacher, because I'm trying to find out too. Okay, thank you for watching. If you're new on my channel, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, are always appreciated. Stay well, stay safe.